We six Zockel kids kept seeing the many facets of my mom's character. You know, for one, I mean, she was the supreme accountant with just the nickel and dimes that were around the house because dad wasn't supporting us and actually putting food on the table. Or as the spiritual leader of our household, my mom would have us at church, especially when we felt abandoned and lonely, and then bringing us in with a wonderful little country church. The family is just so precious. And just things like that, okay? But there was something else, one particular incident that I want to share with you. It's very, very important. This will be 1969. I'm just about coming into the 10 years of age. And this would be about my mom and then my brother, my oldest brother, who would be, he's 4 years my senior, so he would just be turning 14. And then my sister Gwen, and then Brent, my next oldest brother. They're all there. I think they were shoe shopping. And the rest of us were being kind of babysat. Although I was 10, I was over there. You know, it might be they were just watching over, neighbor ladies watching us. I'm out in the yard playing with the playmates of mine are near my age. We're on spider bikes, and then my younger siblings, Brian and Brock, they're in playing with the kids, and everybody's just kind of over there. And the neighborhood ladies are watching us. So we're all occupied while mom goes into town. And the more I'm thinking of it, they were shoe shopping, okay? So it's going to take time. So we're there all day, you know, out playing, having a great time. And then when we expect them all to come back, we'll all get together, have dinner, whatever it is, and just talk. But when they come up in the driveway with the Volvo station wagon, they're very agitated. And this just doesn't happen. Mom keeps an even keel. Something has happened. And it's a very explosive thing that's going on. And they're all chattering and everything. When things finally settle down, as we're over there, we find out what happened. When they were at the parking lot, wherever little town they went in to do their shopping, in this particular parking lot, the Volvo started going kind of quirky, and it wouldn't start. Then it would start, then it wouldn't, and something like that. This is the story that I'm getting back at 10 years of age. They're all trying to calm down, and mom's part of this conversation because they're all very agitated. So a man in there said something like, if you'll pop the hood and keep the engine running if you can, I mean, keep starting it, or something, because it would start, from what I understand, it would start, then it would die out, or start, and then it would die out, something like that. And so this man, a very kind man, said, well, if you'll get it started and get it humming, try to keep it going, and I'll go over and I'll go get my tools, and maybe I have somebody with me, and we'll come over and see it, lady. We'll take care of it. So mom gets in there, and I don't know what, for some reason, she has Bruce go behind the, now he's 14 years of age when he's sitting there, and he's 14 years of age, and she has him revving the motor. I don't know why she stayed there. I think she wanted to be out there and get the instruction from the man. Bruce knows nothing about the cars. He has not driven a car, anything like that, and he's back there. So when he's in this Volvo, I don't exactly know how it happened, but he's sitting there revving it, and he's getting confused, and he's playing around with the gears. Now, I can't remember in what, if it's on the floor or it's three on the tree or whatever it was, because it's so long ago. But I don't think they had three on the tree with Volvos. So it's on the floor. But somehow, as he's revving it, and I mean he's really revving it to keep it going, somehow he's playing around. He pops it in reverse. This is in a at least 3/4 filled parking lot. When he drops it into reverse and revs it, the station wagon shoots like a bullet. This is what they're telling us. Shoots across there, across an open lane, because right behind him there was nobody there, and smacks into another car. It's not good, okay? Luckily, the car is facing the other way. It may have been a truck, and I think the most damage was, I think, a bumper. Believe it or not, the person that owned that larger car just kind of laughed it off. There was no damage. This is an older car, and it looks like your car got more of it than I did. Somehow I remember there was nothing else that happened on that person, but it did smack pretty hard, and there was damage on the Volvo. When the state police came over, and Pennsylvania State Police, they don't mess around. They're livid. This is the story Gwen's telling us. They are chewing out my mom, and they are saying, what were you thinking having a 14-year-old boy behind the wheel? If anybody, and this is true, if anybody would have been driving down that lane when he went back or walking, they may have been killed. It was not good at all. And he just reamed her out, okay? So that's the story we hear. The state police tells Bruce, and in some law, maybe somebody from Pennsylvania would know this driving law, but what happened was, because he was behind the wheel and did not have a permit or anything. He was not allowed to get his license till the age of 18. At least that's the way the law was. I remember that. He couldn't get a license at the age of 16. Part of the penalty was like a 2-year suspension on that. Now, here's the whole thing. It's bad. It's there. Mom's been reamed out by the policeman. And after everybody calms down, we're all over there. And this is shocking to me. Mom admits she's wrong. I'm wrong. She apologizes to Bruce for putting him behind the wheel, that he has to suffer these consequences. She apologizes to Brent and Gwen because of this. And then she looks at us, and of course, Brian Brock and I aren't there, but just lets us know, I did something that was very unwise, very, very foolish, and it could have taken somebody's life, and I wasn't thinking, and I was wrong. And with that, she just stopped. And she finished. She didn't go into a long story, but you know something? I cannot tell you how important that was for me to hear. I don't know that up till that time I remember an adult ever openly apologizing about something, especially in the 60s, when we were pretty much told that when somebody says something, they're never wrong. At least that's in kind of the area of the culture that I was in. But Mom let me see something very, very important. She openly admitted her wrongness, her error, and she was quick to apologize for that after everything settled down. And I think one of the wonderful traits I saw of my mom's Christian character was a willingness to admit when she was a failure, and then also seek to reconcile. She went to Bruce and she apologized, and although there's nothing she could do legally, they settled it, and then he calmed down. A very, very dear memory of my mom, another facet of her character that we greatly admired.